And
Yeah,
we're
my
live.
name is Matt Katzen, and I'm a volunteer at the Holocaust Museum, Houston. And I was just telling Rudy that one of the most outstanding instances that has happened to me at the museum is when I first came, there was a class that was visiting from Sugar Land. I think they were probably about sixth graders. And I asked the teacher, who was obviously very, very interested in her Holocaust studies and bringing the class here, what benefit or something like that had she noticed with her class. And she said that there was one boy in her class who had been a member of a gang. And after he visited the museum, he said, gee, you know, Hitler was the leader of a gang, and I can see that that's not the right thing. And so he got himself out of the gang because he visited the museum. So I thought that was a very interesting thing and something of real benefit to the class and to anybody who hears this story.
It's where education made a difference in a life.
Yeah,
And
sure
he
did.
could see it.
Yeah, because it wasn't easy, I'm sure, for that boy to get out of the gang.
But he had to see the truth.
Yeah,
I'm glad you guys are here
yeah, we're glad to
helping
be here.
Glad to be
and volunteering. What was your name again, sir?
Marty Siegel.
Marty Siegel. And you both you were both from Poland in the past? Your parents came over from
my
Poland?
parents
Your
were-
people came from Poland?
Poland, right.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
All right.
And I thank God every day that they decided to come here,
Amen.
this country.
Yeah,
And the kids need to understand how lucky they are to live in this country. And when they grow up, they need to be aware of what goes on in other places and do whatever they can to help.
Do you think, what do you think about the way we teach about America now as opposed to the history that you've lived?
gee whiz, it's been so long since I was in school.
Me too.
But I think that I look on, as I recall, learning history back when I did, that was in the 30s when I went to grammar school. I graduated high school in 46. That I would try and interpret history more than we did. We had to memorize a lot of dates and names and make outlines, as I recall it. And I thought it could have been made a lot more interesting. And now that I'm where I am now, I really think it could have been made a lot more interesting by talking about values.
The value of history, the lessons that we learned in history, not just the events.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
I think the kids today need to know that what happened in the past is not just something you read in a book. It happened in the past, it could happen today, it could happen tomorrow, and they have to be aware of that and do everything in their power as they grow older to prevent that kind of activity.
So we need to look at things that we could call evil.
Right.
Nazism, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that was evil.
no, that's not going to
You're
happen.
not going
Yeah.
out and live.
I'm being facetious. I'm sorry.
You're being too kind.
I'm being too kind. Rather than just teach that a Holocaust happened,
Right.
we need to include with that the chance to learn or to see that it was not just an event, it was evil.
It was evil, and it could possibly happen
And
again.
it could happen if we don't mind.
Yeah, to some other group of people. And we're all God's children, and no one is better than the other or less than the other. And they have to think in those terms and prevent evil, as you say, from reoccurring.
Wow.
Yeah, it's if they can interpret. In other words, if they could look at what's happening today and apply that to history, and say, gee whiz, you know, I can see.
That looks familiar.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, that's the thing that, that I think needs to be, and hopefully it is added now. I don't know, but I hope it
When we
is.
go through the museum, we see that the people in power were teaching those young minds how to hate.
Oh, yeah.
It was part of the educational
Sure.
system.
Sure, they taught the kids that that's the correct thing. You have to hate this group, you have to hate that. And that's terrible.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of the children in the Muslim world today have learned to hate Jews.
Right.
That's a terrible thing to grow up like that and do that, because that's going to be with them the rest of their lives, and you know it's not going to help anything, and try to create peace around. So it's a really big. I mean, if you can imagine Israel sitting in the middle, 40 million or more Arabs, not 40 million, but over a billion Arabs, you know, and totally surrounded. You know, the only outlet they've got is the Mediterranean, and it's a very scary thing. And but those children, those Arab children, have been taught that since the 40s, from the time that they get to all sorts of terrible things about Jews. And I have relatives over there, and I think about them, you know, and their children growing up with that sort of fear. It's you know, yeah, education can be a fantastic tool, but it can be used the wrong way also.
Was it Golda Meir who said, when they love their children more than they hate us,
Exactly.
there will be peace?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's an educational thing.
Yeah.
That's right.
If you love your children, you teach them to love.
Right,
Teach them to love peace.
right.
And then you'll have some. So it's important to have, I don't want to say control, that's not the right word, but whoever is responsible for educating children has to have a fixed view of morality. They have to say, hey, look, this is good, this is bad, and we need to do good.
Right. And no one particular group is bad, and no one particular group is good. Each individual has to be good on their own. So,
Yeah.
and I think the important thing is that the kids have to realize it's not just something in a history book. It can happen any day, any time, and they have to be aware of it. And most importantly, God created all of us, and nobody is better than
That's
the
right.
other, nobody is lesser than the other.
Well, I'm a Baptist preacher in Texas City, Texas, and our belief is that we bless the Jews, we bless Israel. And so God bless and God keep you.
Oh, thank you
Thank
very
you
much,
so
and the
much.
same to you.
God bless you and keep
Right.
May
you.
you all be blessed.
And we support Israel in her struggle. So God bless you and keep you.
Good, yeah.
Make His face to shine upon you. Lift up His countenance upon you and give you peace.
Good, well, thanks. I enjoyed
God bless.
talking
Thank you for the interview.
You bet.
Take care. Take care.